being able to have critical thinking skills.
Yes.
Those are some things that are going to make a difference in people
Yeah.
learning how to filter through all of the things that we're seeing and hearing and experiencing. So we don't walk down the streets of our cities afraid. So we don't have to come in here to record our show and wonder, are we going to make it in here uh,
Yeah.
or not? I didn't even think about it today.
I think we're desensitized to it.
It
Until,
can't happen to
yeah,
us.
yeah. It doesn't matter that it's happening in America. I was sharing yesterday when I was preaching, I shared a message with the congregation. I had pointed out to them, uh, back before the week before Father's Day, there was a mass shooting in a church,
Right.
and then this previous shooting, I don't know if it was confirmed as truth or not, but the gentleman was asking them what their religious, points of view are,
Yes.
and killing ones who said that they were Christians
Uh-huh.
and not the other. And I was explaining to or from my point of view, I was sharing with them, this is why we have to live our lives with more passion and with more zeal, because you never really know when that last moment is, because there's some things in America that used to be off. Matter of fact, you watched The Wire, right?
No, I
So
did watch The
right.
Wire.
So you remember how on The Wire,
You watched it too.
yeah, oh yeah, oh definitely. So when on The Wire, where there was like, you can't. There was always a free day on Sunday. Like you weren't supposed to attack.
Uh-huh.
Like he attacked dude in
Yeah.
front of his grandma. I can't think of the names
Yes.
right now, but it was on
Right.
a Sunday, and it was like it
Yes.
was. But see, even amongst these,
Went against the code.
yeah, there was in America, that code is leaving. Sunday doesn't mean anything anymore.
Right.
We would never dream that in America that a shooting would take place in a church. We would never think that in America, in Oregon of all places, that people would be asked, to give up their life if they were a Christian, and all these different things that are going on that,
I don't know. I don't know where you're going with that, but I was thinking about that, and I don't think that those people were killed because of their faith.
right, right,
I don't look at them as martyrs for their faith, because it could have been anything that
yeah.
he had asked. Do you like Sesame Street? Do you eat broccoli? I mean, it could have been anything. I don't know where this
Right,
person
because
was coming from.
we don't know the shooter's name. That's why I said
No.
earlier that we don't know if that part's confirmed or not, because we don't
Yeah.
know what the shooter's motivation was,
Right.
unless they find
And we may not.
something at their house that said at his house or something.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue this conversation on
Okay.
on there, but let's go ahead and say goodbye to the greeter.
Okay. See you next week on This Life Matters.
All right, so continuing this on YouTube here,
Uh-huh.
like you're saying, like, unless they go and they find some sort of book that says I'm going to go kill a bunch of Christians today, we can't assume that was his motivation just because he hates Christianity or hates any particular religion.
He was going to shoot anybody, because what I read in the newspaper, which, of course, if it's in the newspaper, it's true.
Right.
If it's on the internet, it's true, was that if you're a Christian, you got shot,
Right.
was killed, and if you weren't, you got shot
Shot
in the leg.
leg, yeah,
So who was going to shoot,
yeah.
no matter what it was? There was no real right answer there. You were going
Right.
to get it if you were in that.
Yeah, you were going to get shot one way or another.
Yeah.
I think the question that the question I'd ask of the congregation yesterday was, for everyone there who's proclaiming to be Christian, I asked them, okay, so what would you have said? Not
Once
if you
you
were,
found out
yeah,
what
if you're
the right answer was.
Yeah, if you're the sixth person and the guy who says I'm an atheist got popped in the leg, and then he comes to you and it's like Christian head, atheist leg, what would you say? And you want to say out loud, and you want to say to everyone, of course I'll die for Christ. For my religious view. You want to say that. But the challenge is, really when you think about it, would you actually say that? And I'm not saying this just to talk about Christianity. I'm saying for your life in general, like what you're doing and how you're living your life. Are you living it knowing that the society that we live in now, today could be that last day? Coming in here to record this show, we're recording this show with love. We're recording this show, and we're talking about hard issues, and we're giving our opinions on it. And it doesn't matter, because you know what? We love the audience. We love the idea that we care and we want to stimulate conversation that's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter what persecution we'll get or whatever it might be. We want to take that chance. Are we going to live in fear as a society, or are we going to step up and live stronger? You know, are we going to start saying things to the quiet guy who we think might shoot up the place?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to actually take out some time and say, hey, how you doing today?
Yeah.
Or are we going to just keep going about our own business?
Yeah.
And then, you know, be the guy on the TV like, yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah,
Well,
you saw
that's
something.
true. You know, we never know what one thing that we might say or do could influence someone
Yeah.
for the positive or negative as well.
Yeah.
So that is a personal responsibility that we could each take that challenge to step out and, you know, be the positive influence for another adult or child, a family member, whoever it is that you come across.
Yeah. So, you know, I think that's the big part of this whole thing. When these mass shootings happen, I think we spend a lot of time debating one another about, is it mental illness, is it gun control, is it this? And it's like, okay, there's a bigger message that you could get from this that actually is the opposite effect of what the shooter may have wanted. And that is, go out and live your life and love harder, do more, be, you know, and live that life that those individuals no longer get a chance to live.
Mm-hmm.
Their life was cut short, and now you get a chance to continue on. It could have been you. It could have been in here, but it wasn't. You're lucky, blessed,
Mm-hmm.
however you want to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Move on and live your life with passion and vigor. You know, like actually just let's do this because, and as corny as it sounds, but
Life matters.
this life does matter.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah, but that's kind of that was my takeaway off of it. It was sad though because they're kids.
Yeah.
And I think I reached a point in my life where I realized that like I'm not as young as I used to be because I'm not.
Well, they weren't all young kids because there were a 67, 50-something, 42-year-old woman probably had a family and children.
Yeah, that is.
So there
bad.
were several that were not young kids.
It could have been, you know, it could have been us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the other thing looking at that situation is what happens, you know, what happens to them from, and the reason why I was thinking from the kid's standpoint, like the 19 to 20-year-old, it was an interview with one young lady who said, I was so excited about school, now I don't want to step foot in here again.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened? What's the aftermath of that?
Yeah, take some online courses, I guess, for a while.
Yeah.
But not go back there.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I know you have to get right back on the horse at some point, but maybe not tomorrow.
Well, right, where's the camera? There it is. Okay.
See you next time on This Life Matters. Thanks for listening.